Hi YouTube, this is JTrain997 and I'm back this time with my review of the DC Direct Batman Reborn Series 1, Jason Todd as the Batman. Now, just found this guy at a local comic shop. Was really surprised to find this guy seeing as at the time I'm doing this video, this is about 2 weeks before the series is actually supposed to launch. And just like me, the comic shop had no idea why they got a case in early. And they didn't even get all 4 figures, they only got a case of a couple Jason Todds. But went ahead and picked him up. Of course, as you can see here in packaging, he comes with both his guns, his knife, his mouth guard, and down here you can see like a little base in packaging, just a little circle for one of his feet to rest on. But he just looks great in there. He's got the great little menacing scowl, all the ammo belts, and of course you've got a picture done there from the comics. So panning back out, let's actually go on to the back of this guy. Up here you see the rest of the figures in the wave, which were Batgirl, at least the new version of Spoiler as Batgirl. Of course, over here you have Azrael, Jason Todd as the Batman. And over here, the only figure I'm not completely sold on in this wave, which is the Two-Face in his Batman costume. I don't know, I didn't read that story where he showed up in that costume, and it just seems kind of to me. He'll have to really win me over, have a great looking packaging to win me over. But down here, your little read-up says, with Batman presumed dead, Gotham City spirals into chaos. After the events in Battle for the Cowl, the new Batman, Dick Grayson, fights to return order within the city. Along with Damian Wayne, his new partner in fighting crime, Batman has his work cut out for him. As old rogues, Two-Face and the Penguin struggle for control of Gotham City's underground. But they aren't alone. Criminals in town as the Circus of Strange drive their stakes into Gotham City. Or they aren't the only criminals in town as the Circus of Strange drives their stakes into Gotham City. In the meantime, Tim Drake, now assuming the identity of Red Robin, is convinced that Bruce Wayne is still alive, leaving Gotham to scour the planet to find the one true Batman. And of course, down here you have different little character read-ups, and it says Batman Jason Todd, and then right beneath it says I am Batman. Don't know why. I guess maybe every figure on their particular card will have I am Batman on it. But it says, pushed over the edge of sanity, Jason Todd couldn't watch as Gotham City erupted into chaos and spiraled out of control. Instead, he picked up Batman's cowl himself, becoming an even darker version of the Dark Knight. With his own version of the Batcave deep within the subway tunnels of Gotham, Jason Todd will do anything to hold on to the mantle of the Bat. So, quite a few read-ups on the Bat there, but this guy looks fantastic in the packaging. Let's pull him out. And here we have Jason Todd out of the packaging. Now, as you can see here, he's got his guns in his holsters, his knife on his little ankle sheath. You can also see his base. Never crazy about these types of bases. In my personal opinion, it ends up making the figure look like they're standing at kind of an angle. However, I do like the fact that his cape is kind of swirling around, hiding his base. But, of course, let's do a full 360 of this guy. Really great work on the cape, just in general. You see so many Batman figures, and sometimes it looks like, it just seems like the cape was, not really thought out well. I love the points. I love how it swirls around him. A very soft latex or plastic. It's a great detail. The same cannot be said of his little mouth guard up here. Let's get a quick pan in on that before we knock it off, because we will knock it off. Of course, a very great face sculpt on that, but the thing about this is, it just doesn't stay in great at all. It pops off more often than not. And the only way I think it's staying on there is you can see there's kind of a ridge right here inside of it. I think you're supposed to put that inside of his mouth. Other than that, I can't figure out how it stays on. Sometimes, no matter how much force you put on this guy, the mask isn't going to stay. Like now. He just doesn't want to keep his mask on. Which is really unfortunate. I wish we had I don't want to say a peg, because a peg would really make the face look crappy, and without the little mouth guard, he still has a great look. He's got that nice smirk, and he looks so evil. It's great. So it's a lot of work to keep the mouth guard on. It can be done, but doesn't work as well as I would have hoped. Of course, let's actually go on to the overall detail of this guy anyway. Like I've already said, I love that face sculpt, and really overall, I just love, I thought that maybe this figure wouldn't really stand out from my other Batmans the first time I saw photos of him. But I've got to say, he's definitely a very different looking figure. The ammo belt looks great. I love the utility belt. He's got the grenade, the little bat belt buckle, the canisters. And the detail on the belt continues all the way around. If you lift up the cape here, you can kind of see some canisters in the back here. So, just a great looking figure in general. Now let's actually get his guns out of his holsters. Oops. There we go. Surprisingly enough, I thought these were the same gun. Just came with two in a package, but they are a little bit different. You can tell, especially looking right here on the end. But they have some minor differences between them. Of course, you can put them both in his hands. They look a little bit oversized in my personal opinion. It just looks like they're kind of hanging out of his hand a little bit. But that doesn't change the fact that they both fit great in his hands. They're not going to fall out. Which, you can see him there holding both his guns. And his knife. His knife, unfortunately, can't be held in either hand. They just left the hands too wide to hold the pistols or guns. And you can see, sometimes you can kind of get it to dangle in there, but it's not going to stay. Which is really unfortunate, seeing as most of the photos we had from DC Direct showed him holding the knife. If you don't want it stored in his boot, though, you can kind of stick it in this ammo belt up here. That just looks kind of cool in my personal opinion. But pulling that back out, let's actually go on to articulation on this guy. His head can do a full 360, as well as some up and down. He's got some limited abdomen movement, just a little bit hindered by his belt, his ammo belt. His arms go out to about here. Would do a full 360, they're hindered by his cape. So just a little bit of back and forth. Bend at the elbow, spin at the wrist. Same for both arms. Turns at the waist, goes back and forth at the leg. As well as, there's no out on it. Knee joints are a little bit stiff, but once you get them working around, they've been just fine. No ankle joint. Same for both legs, of course. So overall, a really fantastic looking figure. Just in general, I love the sculpt on this guy. I love the levels of paint they put in. As far as the small flaws, the base is not a big deal for me because he stands fine without the base. And overall, I really just don't care about it. I wish that we would have got something with like Batman Reborn put across it. But it doesn't bother me that much. The guns look great either in his hands or in his holsters. Shame about the knife not fitting in. But he's got a really cool ankle holster for that. So sliding that back in. So overall, probably by the time I post this video, these things will be hitting stores. I'm kind of backlogged right now. Oh, also his mouth guard, I really wish that had worked out a little bit better, but it can fit. You just have to put an excessive amount of work into it. This line looks great so far. This is a really promising figure. I really hope that if we get a Series 2, we get Jason Todd in his new Red Hood outfit from Grant Morrison's new Batman and Robin. But that being said, this is JTrain997. Jason Todd is easily a pickup in my book. Just be prepared to deal with the mask issues and don't expect to pose him with a knife. And I'll see you soon, YouTube.